You saw my last video, I was showing a dipstick tube that got rotted away. I got the valley here kind of cleaned up a little bit. I still got a little ways to go before I can paint it, but I got the valley cleaned up so I can make sure I inspect the block to make sure nothing got rusted too bad. But you can see here where the dipstick tube just kind of rotted away. And then kind of by poor design, if you look, basically as the valley fills up, water actually is going to go over this point. So actually, instead of having water drain out the back of the block, the water was now draining right into the engine. So you know, again, if this was your only issue, you could definitely just fix this on car. You know, make sure you flush out the engine real good, put a new dipstick. You are going to have to pull the intake, I think. I don't see how you'd be able to do this without pulling the intake, but it's not a bad intake to pull. Now the reason this engine came out is it did have some leak down issues with valves, but when we were cranking it, I heard popping in the intake. And so as suspected, the right valve cover, you can see one of the rockers here, and I didn't plant these are, I just touched that one for the first time, and here's another one here. And you can see the milkiness that we had inside this engine here. So you could, again, if this was, you know, one of your only issues too, again, this engine, it just needs some TLC. So like I said, the oil pan's rotted too, and so there was like signs of an external leak on the head gasket. So this thing's gonna get a valve job, gonna check the whole lower end, you know, reseal the entire motor, and kind of get it right. Now, one thing is you could take this follower and pop it right back in, you know, using a couple tools and stuff, but you might have this vehicle come back. So the theory here is what's happening is this valve is sticking open momentarily, just enough for this follower to kind of fall out. And so now if you look, this is an exhaust valve, and that's why we had a popping noise, because what's happening is if the exhaust valve is obviously right here, your exhaust valve is not going to open up. And so now on your intake, you got pressure inside that cylinder and it's going to pop through the intake. We'll see how good of an image we can get here. If you look, I didn't bring my Streamlight to work today. Way to go. Let's see, got a flashlight too. Let's see. It's easy for me to see, but I'm trying to get a good camera on this thing here. If you look, the valve stem, there it is right there. It's pretty coked up. And so really that's probably what's causing the sticking issue. I have had some luck on these engines. You just want to make sure you sell it accordingly to the customer, not really get their hopes up. I've had luck where I pop the follower back in, and then what I do is I go ahead and do a top engine cleaning, like an induction cleaning. You can do this two ways. You can, you know, use an actual canister cleaner, so, or, you know, some type of, you know, flush machine setup. But Mopar actually makes a spray can of top end cleaner, and I use their stuff quite a bit, and it does a pretty good job of cleaning out the top of the engine. And so that's an affordable way to kind of take care of this issue. So I'll probably make a couple more videos about some of the process of getting this engine back to life here. Maybe as I mess around with the valve job, and kind of you know, maybe some seal installation and stuff more geared for my students. But I just wanted to kind of show you some of the failures this motor saw. So thanks.